all right. Today we gonna talk. We got to talk about this for a couple of days because I got a lot of questions up here. We got to talk about the hidden traumas no one knows about or not understanding of. So a lot of us think that because we get in a relationship, the traumas disappear. We think because we just go to church, it's just gonna disappear on its own. We think so many things. We think because we got knowledge and a lot of stuff that it makes the traumas that we had within ourselves as we was children. It's just supposed to disappear, but we never dealt with it. And never found a way to deal with it. So that's why it's called hidden traumas, and usually come out in many different ways. You can even tell off conversations, how people handle things. Through some of it has become a habit, and we don't even notice that. We gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Let's see some. Oh shoot. We gotta tell the difference between coping and healing, because a lot of us mix a lot of coping things up and think that it is healing, but it's not. All in the statement, everyone heals their own way. Why do majority believe? Why do you believe majority say that? And how do you know when a person is healed? And the last one, therapy. How effective is it today? So we're gonna expand on this real well. We gotta talk about these. We gotta talk about it. Yeah. I think the biggest one that was not seen overall is people think that they can get into. That's the main one I really want to touch on. When people get married or get in relationships and think that that cures the internal issues that they already had. And I don't think a lot of people realize that, there's many different ways to even figure that out. Like if people are dealing with things and try to cover it up, a lot of the times it's people that will put on the front because their partner is treating them nice or something like that, but it's still, as soon as something happens, it's gonna unlock whatever's inside of them that they've been trying to hide. That's why I tell people to pay attention to how people treat people outside of you. You will see it off rip. And then you'll know what you're dealing with. Because eventually, how they treat other people, they will treat you the same exact way. You just haven't triggered them enough to even see it. That's just what that is. So I say that all the time. That's like one part of vetting people. How they handle conversations. How do they, do they talk over you when they just get triggered every moment? Do they give a chance? Do they listen? It's exactly how they act on here for the most part is how they gonna act when they get triggered, and that's when you can tell a lot about a person is how they handle their triggers. You know, do they give it a second? Do they got to react to every time they feel a certain way? It's so many different things. I ain't gonna lie. I believe that everyone heals their own. What they say, everyone heals on their own. I believe that's like more of a it's an excuse nowadays. Because I notice when people tend to use that, it's like the same people that be like they've been healing for freaking 14 years or 6 years. They've been talking about they've been on this healing journey. It's like I don't think you want to heal. I think if you want to heal bad enough, you're going to try to figure it out ASAP. But a lot of times people get comfortable where they at. They don't feel like they have to change, quick enough because it's not getting pushed towards them enough for them to even stray away from it or figure it out. Because I believe everybody, if people really, whatever person want to do with their life, they'll try anything to get to it. They'll figure it out. Some people just don't want it bad enough, and that's the same thing when it's dealing with healing. Some people don't feel like they need to heal because people are dealing with them for how they are. And some people just so stubborn that sure they're willing to lose everybody because they refuse to say it's them. They are the issue. They got a lot of selfishness. I think a lot of times healing, what I notice, healing got a lot to do with giving different point of views besides yourself. That's one thing I noticed. Because if you think about yourself and you just marinate on your own feelings, for the most part, you're gonna hurt yourself because you be like, this person treated me this way and I deserve better. This shouldn't have happened that way. They hurt my feelings. They need to apologize. Stuff like that. That's why people take so long to heal because they don't never think outside of just themselves for the most part, and that's why I hurt. They don't really like this empathy thing. They don't really understand how empathy works. They only empathetic towards people that relate with them. That's not real empathy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to look outside and put yourself in other people's shoes. That's not of you, which is hard to do. I can tell off that one. Life, what's up? I'm just trying to get this thing kick started.
Hey brother, how you doing this evening?
He said, hold up, let me turn you up real quick. My volume low. Say it again.
I was saying how you doing this evening.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just trying to give me a quick little couple hour session in and call it a night.
Yeah, I like this one. I actually like this one. I actually had to go to therapy for one of the things you mentioned.
Hmm.
Actually, the one you just mentioned about some people they won't let trauma go because they're so insistent on other people taking accountability
Hmm.
or the wrongs they have done them, or they feel that they've been done wrong, right?
Yeah.
And I actually had to learn you can't move on because you might be waiting till you go in your grave on that apology or that
Yep.
accountability. And I had to learn that, and it really took a big weight off of me, because some people they're just not going to give you that, and it's so sad.
Yep.
It's so sad. Some people, let me tell you something. I had to really. I'm about to give some pearls. Some people, if they really don't like your ass, they'll withhold it just to keep you tormented.
Hmm.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm not saying that that's the case for all the people, and then you're falling right back into what how they want to control you. And then not even just that, it's such a weight. You're letting people live rent free inside of your head.
Mm.
And you really feel free when you can let that animosity go, and that's just come to terms. That's called being a grown up and having emotional maturity, because you can't control other people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you're wrong in feeling the way that you feel, because evidently if you feel like you've been wrong, then definitely, but you can't make somebody apologize or take accountability.
Hmm.
And they got people there, they'll go years and years and years. You getting old, you getting cancer cells running through you, fooling about somebody who don't give a care about you, and they're not gonna be accountable or give you that apology you're looking for.
Yep.
Exactly. So that's what I really came up to say. And
Living.
that is really something people need to, I hear, especially on like TikTok and social media, some people they'll go on and let me tell you, I've been on lives where I heard people go from live to live to live, telling their anecdotal and their stories about how they mama and they auntie and they daddy and this and that one did them. And I'm like it's a record on repeat.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's all I got. That's what I have to say about
That
it.
is true. You done found it. You cracked the code, man. I don't think many people figured it out. That you just confirmed what I was already figured out on my. I had to
You
figure it
said
out
a
on my.
lot. When I heard you talking, it gave me
Mhm.
chills. I said I really have to go up. And one thing I do want to tell people about that, um, and I went through all the feelings. I went through the feelings. Oh, I'm a sucker because I'm letting this person get away with this, that, and the third. No,
Right.
no, that's not the case. And then it opens your life up in so many other ways where you can take that time that you're consumed with worrying about or thinking about. Because sometimes I'm going to tell you how bad it was. I had somebody really close to me do me something really bad in my life. And it would just replay in my mind like a movie. And I'm like, this is madness. I'm like, I gotta get rid of this. And it's been some years now, and I rarely think about that person. And it opens you up to so many other things in your life. Other things that you can do with yourself that's worthwhile: traveling, starting a business, exercise. Just do something else other than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what that is. But that's why I said. That's why, and that's what exactly what you said earlier. That's why I was talking about right before you came up. I was like, I to figure out how healing is literally looking outside yourself. That's what it really takes. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
because.
was listening. I was listening to when you
Mm-hmm.
said that, and that's what really piqued my interest. And that
Mm-hmm.
that is that is like golden advice because I mean you're putting all of how you're gonna operate, how you're gonna move through existence in the world on other people. And
Right.
that's not being an adult. That's not being it's just not. And you can say that, with your family, you can say that in your marriage. You can say that with just, platonic relation, any type of relationship. You should be strong enough and have the wherewithal to be there for yourself. It's okay and it's nice when other people are there for you, but the person that should be there for you the most is yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is so that that's most definitely true. That's why I be saying like it, and that's why I learned a lot even with that though, because it's like you can sit there, just like you said, your feelings are it's valid, right? But if you sit there all, and I ain't gonna lie, I realized that with myself a couple of times, and my baby down here with myself though is that a lot of times I'll be like, man, this person shouldn't have did this to me and that and all that stuff. And I had to like, cause sometimes I may have drift, right? And then I think to myself, like, you know what? Let me stop being self centered. Cause I got to think about, I'm trying to put it in a way though. But basically, I ain't gonna lie. I had a recent, I had to check myself a while ago though. And I was like, I talked to myself that way. I was like, you know what? Why am I being selfish and trying to get somebody to treat me the way I want to be treated and all that stuff or whatever? And I'm like, we different people. So I talked to myself. I was like, you know what? Hey, at the end of the day, why is I'm keep centering how I feel and not, it's just not about that though. It's just like about why am I talking, why I'm with this person or why this my family or why this, all this other stuff and being, and just actually just being around, loving people for who they are. Because everybody's not going to be who I want them to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what I had to come across. But just like you said, and I be saying it a lot of times, while you sitting there mad at somebody all day, they probably done had a family doing all type of stuff or whatever, doing their own thing, and you just still like mother. If you got all this horrible energy, you just tearing your own life up, and they just laughing like, "Hi."
Part of my healing that I had to let go. And I'm only speaking for me. I can't tell other people what to do. I'm from the South, and we're taught you got to put up with people and be around them and stuff. And that was really hard. So the person that I had to disconnect from was my sister. and she's my only sibling, like my only sibling, right? And I went through all the emotions. I can't, because that's what it was our entire growing up life. Like, I would be the one that always give in. I'm the one always forgiving. I'm the one always letting her get away with stuff, right? And then I would feel guilty because I'm the oldest sister. Like, well, I gotta put up with that. And she and I, we're both older now, and so I just finally, because that's just her personality. She is who she is, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with her, right? And so I just don't. It was like somebody passed away to me, but hey, it works. It works for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel, because that's how I used to feel. I feel like, oh, well, my mama gonna get mad with me. And it went through that. It went through my mom trying to get me to give in. And then I would just go down the list. I said, well, she did this, she did this, she did this. And then she really did something bad. I'm not gonna go into that on here. And my mom's like, well, you forgave all of it. I'm like, well, shit, I'm tired. I'm not doing it.
I turned that cheek too many
Hold on.
times.
This is the funny part. This happened like right around the beginning of the pandemic. And since then, my mom, and I love it because my mom, she really don't bother me about it anymore. She's had to learn how can I say, she's had to learn, because we old women. Me and my sister, we old, but no matter how old you are, if your parent is living, they still have to parent. And so she's had to learn how to deal with me and her separately, you know, and it's working. And she's learned. She don't like it. She'll even throw in, oh Lord, I'ma die soon, and y'all ain't talking to each. I say, Mama, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, but yeah, it's working, and it's actually really, really good. And I see you have another guest. I'm not gonna monopolize, but I'll just listen.
Yeah, yeah. At least we got this for sure though. That was, hey. At least I know there's more people that that learned the art of healing. Cause hey, that was crazy. AJ, hold up, life. You gotta switch up real quick. I gotta let my boo up real quick. She gotta get her spot. Then you can come right back up in a different spot. I gotta get my baby her spot though. AJ, what you got?
What's up? What's up? Oh, hidden traumas. That's always a fun topic.
Yeah.
Are many aware? Do I think many people are aware of their traumas? No.
My
I think
gosh, I was dying down. Oh,
no,
sorry.
no,
I
you
was
good.
unaliving down there. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Hey, AJ.
Hey, what's up? So do I think many people are aware of their hidden traumas? No, not at all. Well, okay. I think people are aware that they have trauma. Do I think that they necessarily do the work to figuring out what kind of traumas and where certain things come from? Absolutely not. Um, I think people spend more time trying to cope with stuff, and then call that healing, which is not the same, right? Um, Signs of hiding trauma in religious relationship. Are you asking me for an example, or are you trying to
Yeah,
get me examples?
examples of each of those, and you can add other stuff that people tend to hide their traumas in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, people definitely hide their traumas in those. I think people also hide their trauma in drama. Um, I think that people also hide their dramas and things that they. I think people also like to hide their traumas, or at least okay. I don't really know how to like. I don't know if there's like a word for it, but like, when people are like, "Well, you just have to accept me. That's just the way I am," but they don't ever want to work on nothing. Like, I feel like that's hiding trauma at the end of the day, because you're not willing to work on the reason why you're responding that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what that would be called, but like, to me, I feel like that's just hiding trauma at the end of the day. You're not really moving forward, and you're not really doing anything about it. You're not fixing your response to something. You're just saying, no, this is just the way I am, and you're leaving it at that. So I think, yeah, deflecting, yeah, stuff like that. I think people definitely do that. Projecting, people project a lot. They project their traumas onto a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of different examples of it. What is the difference between coping and healing? Coping, people use that to just get through things. You know what I mean? Just to get through it, it's a band-aid. You can have coping skills. Yeah, okay, yeah, this person, matter of fact, I'll use an example for today. So I went to PT and OT today, right? And I see two different people. And for whatever reason, like, which I didn't care, there was like a time gap in between my two appointments, right? So I had one and then it finished. And then there was like, I think like a 45-minute gap. And then there was like, and then I had to wait for the next one, right? So I did the first one. I came out, I sat in the lobby and everything else. Now, I'm somebody who had a lot of religious trauma growing up. My introduction to trauma or my introduction to religion was not the greatest, so on and so forth. Not going to get into how that happened or anything else. But the one thing that I will say was I was sitting there and there was another young man that came in. Right. Well, he's an older dude, an older guy that came in, and I'm sitting in the lobby. It's me, it's another lady, and he came and he sat down and he started talking to me. Right. He started asking me questions, this, that, and the third. And he walked over. He's like, "Hey, can I show you something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Right. And he walks over and he's showing me, and he has like this app on his phone that has all these Bible verses in it. Right. Now, the old me, right, granted, I never worked on my religious trauma and healed from it, would have just told him to fuck off. Like, I don't want to read that. Right. Or I would have just gotten real irritated. But I didn't. Right. I kind of just was like, I was kind of neutral in that situation. And even though like what he was talking about didn't really relate to me, right, it wasn't something that I necessarily, like, I wasn't sitting there reading, the Bible verses on my phone. I was scrolling through TikTok at the time. But as he was reading it, I started seeing him just get more relieved and just feel very more at ease. Right. And then I just kind of just saw this light in him just kind of just get super bright. Right. So I just entertained it. I was just like, well, this ain't really hurting me. Like, we'll just entertain it. That to me is healing. Because I could have easily just been like, I got religious trauma and I'm never going to fix this. Ran away. But because I worked on that trauma and I did what I needed to do, I was able to get through that situation and then also brighten that young man's day. And he had a fantastic day. He was talking to other people. Other people joined in on the conversation. And it was a really good conversation with just a lot of people healing. And it was nice. Right. But then I started thinking to myself, what would have happened if I would have never did that? If I would have never healed from that religious trauma, we would have never had that conversation. None of that would have happened. I would have written them off. Okay, yeah, I dismissed them and left. So I think that that's the difference. I think the difference is that when you're healing, you understand that that's a process and that's something that is going to take more. You got to learn how to give yourself grace. You got to learn how to do a lot of stuff. Coping is just going to be something that you get through. It's a temporary band-aid. That's it. You're coping so that you don't hit certain emotional things. So yeah, you want me to keep going or you want me to shut up?
Where you at? Yeah, okay. We piece it off. We piece it off. Yeah.
Because I know I shared that story, so I'm like, I don't want to take up all your time, but
No,
yeah.
we can go back to it though. It's only three of us for now. Let's give my baby in. What you got? Then we go back to life, and then go back to AJ again.
Who, me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hidden traumas. Are many aware? No, that's why it's called hidden. No, I'm just are many aware that, yeah, I mean, it's hidden trauma. There's like regular trauma and then there's hidden trauma, right? Like, so I guess if it's hidden trauma, they're not aware of it, right? So they just keep getting triggered and like they just keep doing it. Was that the only thing we gotta oh my
Signs. Did the other one. Signs, and then the difference from coping and healing.
signs of hidden trauma in religion? Well, anytime you bring up the Bible, people tend to get upset and go on a rant. And then signs of hidden trauma in relationships, marriage. Honestly, anytime you bring up the topic, I literally can sense people getting anxious and they start to they're easily offended. I'll say that. That's a sign. Like if they're always running away or Um, yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, and then any time y'all want to add other, because I'm pretty sure there's other things people hide their traumas in. I just couldn't think of all of it. And I ain't have enough room either. So what you got? Let me see. Who was this? Life. What you got for me? Welcome back, child.
I kind of
Hey,
wanted to touch
hey.
on the one of therapy. How effective is it today? Um, Therapy is sort of like a bag, what you call a mixed bag of nuts. You gotta really, everybody is claiming to be a therapist these days. I think when you go into trying to do therapy, you have to go in and kind of have the wherewithal to know, and that's kind of hard because you're in need, but also if you're going a long time and you don't see anything happening, or if that person really don't have the skills for what you need, then you have to know how to cut it off and then maybe move on. And I've had to experience that where, and it's not so much the fact that you're looking for someone to co-sign on what it is you want, but if you're not seeing results, somebody just might be, having you come to pay co-pays. I had one therapist, she like, she just enjoyed hearing my stories and wasn't doing nothing or saying nothing. Like she wasn't giving me any homework, wasn't giving me no tools, just nothing. She just was there waiting on me to come tell her my business in the next story. And I had to realize, I'm like, no, this lady is just having her a good old time listening to my stories. And so I had to have the wherewithal to cut it off and find somebody that was really going to help me. And, they got these people out here getting these certificates online, all for Groupon and stuff. Like, you got to really know if these people are legitimate. And that's all I want to say.
Okay. What you got for me? I am child. I am child. You there? Got on mute. Hmm. All right. So, uh, I guess to answer just the first few for myself, hidden traumas are many aware. No, they not, of course, because they are hidden. Um, but people are aware of the trauma that they say out loud, right? But they're not aware of how to overcome it. They don't realize when they realize how they react to certain things. It shows the traumas that they have within themselves. Um, I say the signs of hidden traumas in religion. A lot of times you got people that will that may use like I say like they like to use Bible verses and stuff and use it in a way that I had recently went through this too. They use it in a way to justify what they do and demonize everybody else that think different from them. So they use specific verses to help to be biased with in a way. Um, then they let out they misquote certain things just to make themselves seem right. Uh, that's in religion. So, and then a lot of times, yeah, people just go to they'll go to God or they go to preach on God a lot and stuff, but they never dealt with their mama issues, their daddy issues and stuff or whatever, and it eventually come out. But then, like I said, all they're gonna do is use scripture and all this stuff and make it seem like that they're healed, but they're really not. They gonna cuss you out, but still use Bible verses to kind of makes it like they're still right. You know what I'm saying? So they study they study like crazy to overcome to basically cope with the trauma that they got inside of them. No different from the accolades like degrees and stuff. A lot of people get all these degrees and stuff. A lot of people get all these degrees and stuff to make themselves feel better or build confidence behind it. But internally, they still have things they have not addressed. Whatever. Between different things like that. So it's almost the same thing as religion. And then relationships. With the relationships, it's people that Hold up, I didn't even notice there's two people in the box. So with the relationships, right? It's people that uh let me see. The relationship. So people, I say signs that people that is hidden traumas is like I said, it's almost like the rest of those too, though. But people literally would think that as soon as they get in a relationship, that when they say things like, "Well, this is gonna make me happy, and I need somebody to love me this way," and all that stuff, that's still trauma behind all that. When you still, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to trigger some stuff, but when you still looking for love languages and all that stuff, that's still trauma. Sad to say. I'm sorry to say that though, because that's something that you're looking for somebody else to do for you that you don't do for yourself, and you feel like that this is the only way you can love because you didn't learn other many different ways you can be receptive to love or understand what it is. So yeah, that's a lot of trauma that's hidden that people just really don't know, and I tear people up every time I say that. I ain't gonna even lie, because people they so deep into that love language stuff they don't even realize they got trauma, because they sugarcoat it themselves and all that stuff. Um, uh, yeah. All right, so I did want to expound more on it, but like I said, oh, this another thing too. Like you could tell that they got in there to cope, right? Because a lot of times, like they use, dang, I'm not even answering the coping one. That's funny though, but the thing is, they do cope with people in relationships, right? So they, that's why they treat them nice and all that stuff. But then you see them on the app going berserky and all this other stuff or whatever, because like right now, this person is making them feel good. It's keeping them tamed and all this other stuff. But really, internally, they toe up. Like I said, they really have not dealt. I don't know what made people think that if me having a miserable life, I can't deal with myself, I can't do all this stuff, I can't be alone, all this stuff, and then they gonna get with somebody else and think that that's supposed to help them out. No, it's gonna eventually come out. So yes, those
Mhm.
are hidden ways of people that hide their traumas in different ways. But like I said, through conversation, you will see it come out though. So that's what I got on that one. What you got, life? I see you about to say something. I'm gonna get
Oh
Lopez and
no,
Shay.
I really like that one that you said, and I really wish people would understand that. Like, if you see somebody acting out, and that has always been a big trigger for me throughout my years. I've dated, throughout my years. And if I see a gentleman or a so-called man, you know, he always, they treat me real good, but he flashing out, cussing out.
Mm-hmm.
They treating the waitress like garbage.
Mm.
Let me tell you, a guy hid his true self for about 2 or 3 years from me. And we were just platonic friends. And I actually took him out on his birthday. That was like the real, like, official time we went, like, out. We'd go to breakfast or whatever and, go here and there. But that was like an official date. And baby, he showed his entire behind. He made the waitress cry. And I was like, who is this person?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I blocked my number. What? I'm like, who is it? But people, you gotta really, he hid his true self all that long time. And I mean, we weren't like together. We weren't intimate or anything, but he was on his best behavior for 2 freaking years. And that it was such a disappointment. I'm like, who is this? That's all I wanted to say. And people really need to pay attention to that. If he talking stuff about his baby mama, his
Mm-hmm.
mama, this one, that one, and the third, not to say maybe the stuff is not true, but he has the
Focus,
audacity to
man.
step up
Focus.
and talk about them like a dog.
Yeah.
Don't mess that you need to look out. You need to clock that and see what that's about. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
gotta say.
And I gotta say this too before I get Lopez and Man in real, is that the more okay, it's like I was good. I learned it at one point, but then I still overlooked it with my ex though. I ain't gonna lie, I overlooked it and I shouldn't have. But the one before that, that I this older woman that, so me and her got into it like 3 different times, right? But I noticed that she started treating me real good. The third time, like being very nice after all that stuff, and she was very nice. Like we went to church, all type of stuff, whatever. But I knew I wasn't gonna do it because I see how she talk about her family. I see how she talk about her cousin and all this stuff, and this. I'm just sitting here just listening. I'm like, dang, how the heck? how the heck is you like this? Like you acting this way towards me, but then like you just a snake to your cousin. You not even like it's just like basically you just talking all this junk and make it seem like you just so better than them and prideful. I was like, wow, that's when I knew. I told my friend that too. I said, man, we cool, but I don't think I'm gonna go any further than her. You know, I'm further than what we our situation. I just knew it because I'm like, nah. If you acting like this towards you're gonna eventually do this to me. Eventually, you're gonna treat me right now because we
Look,
messing with each
you
other. That's
gonna
all that
wait.
is.
No, look, wait for your turn. Your turn coming.
It's gonna come,
When they
right?
say when mad day come, your turn gonna
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
Hello.
That's why you gotta pay attention. Like people, the way people treat people, they gonna eventually treat you. If they nice on the live and patient with people on the live, they gonna be patient with you. If they snap every last, they're gonna. Nobody have not proved me. They can act like it, but that's golden. Nobody can switch up. This is something that's already inside of you. You know what I'm saying? That's innate. I mean, that's something in you that's already stored up. So nobody can treat me. Like I be seeing people be like, oh no, I treat my man, I'm nice and all that stuff. But then you always in a man's grill when you won't hear. So no,
Yeah.
y'all done probably got. I'm pretty sure y'all got it too. You just not mentioning it now, but y'all only dealing with each other. That's the thing. So he's like, nah, you do this to me and make this feel good. So I'm just gonna deal with that, and vice versa. That's all y'all do. But y'all still, this is who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? So let me not take over. Go ahead, Lopez. Then we gonna get main thing in.
Well, I would like to answer the second part. What's the difference between coping and healing? I think coping is just going through the motions. Healing is addressing the issues. I do think that we all carry some kind of trauma in our lives, especially in today's society. It doesn't, I mean, who are we to decide whose trauma is worse than others? I'm going through a situation right now where I'm in a relationship, but I'm not in a relationship. I didn't notice the baggage that he was bringing into the relationship until it became too late. So I'm dealing with somebody else's traumas and don't know how long I can deal with them.
Yeah,
You know,
I think you a perfect example of what's going on too.
he has issues, and instead of facing them, he's just gonna go through the motions. Like I said, at some point you got to heal those traumas to have a successful, whether it be your relationship, your religious relationship, or your personal relationship. You need to address traumas. You're going to keep taking them into every aspect of your life.
So why are you sitting there dealing with this traumatic person unless you got something within you?
Well, I'm giving him. I'm not dealing with it. I have a pretty big house, so he's living in the basement right now, and I'm on the main floor. So we're just like roommates right now, just going through the motions.
Why do that to yourselves? Y'all coping with each other?
I mean, he doesn't bother me, to be honest. That's how bad the relationship has gotten with all the issues. So I mean, he doesn't bother me whether he's here or not. It doesn't bother me. I've given him the opportunity. I don't know if the fact is that he has nowhere to go, and this is just good for right now. But we don't talk to each other. We don't communicate at all.
Host, can I ask Lopez a question?
Yeah, you can't.
Most
But I'm gonna say this, y'all. This
Mhm.
how I know. I'm not gonna put it that way, but when you said this, I ain't gonna lie. That's a word that I learned when it comes to that comparison. Who says whose trauma is the worst? I think you said enough when you said that already. But go ahead, life.
I just had a question for her. This gentleman that's in your house, why do you feel, even though you say it really doesn't bother you, you must get something out of him being in your house? Why do you feel that, even though, you say he don't bother you, but It has to be a reason you let him keep you
Can
in
I
your
be
house.
totally honest with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think a lot of it is also the financial aspect that he brings into the home.
Okay, so he is contributing financially.
Most definitely, most
Oh, okay,
definitely.
Oh,
okay.
that
Look,
money
well, look.
maker. We were just talking about that yesterday.
Then look. Well, let's keep it a buck then. Okay,
Literally a
I
buck.
can get with that.
Is that T Chantel down there? I caught you, girl. What's up, T Chantel? I see you over here so long.
So I mean, that's just the truth about it.
Oh
I know
no, and
sometimes
guess
it
what?
sounds.
I can get with that. Okay, I look. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Thank you.
Oh, we got a celebrity in the box. I'm gonna keep calling her celebrity. I don't care what thing she.
Don't keep. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Don't keep calling me a celebrity because you
You
hear
a
other people
celebrity? I
like,
don't care what you tell
who
me.
is
You the first
this
celebrity to ever
bitch?
follow me back. I don't
Like,
care.
so he's saying that because I had over 400,000 followers on my first account, y'all. So just know, I feel like I am a D-list celebrity on this app, but you know what I'm saying. You ain't got to say that. But nah, for real. So was that Lopez? Lopez saying that he contributes to the household, and that's why you feel like you know what I'm saying, like that's why you still dealing with his shit. Hello.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
about the
How you
gist
doing?
of
How you
it.
doing, Lopez? How you doing, Gina? How you doing, Life? Everybody that's in here.
That's my hey
Um,
my. You see, I got a boo now, man. Look at my boo. What's
I
up,
did
boo?
speak. I
You
did
did.
speak. She just being honest. She just being. Hey, look, baby, I did speak. I did. I promise you. I said, hey, everybody in here when I first came in here. I don't know if it went
Oh
through, but
no,
I
no,
did.
no, not you, Chantel. I was talking about
Oh, okay.
Gina because I could tell
Oh,
she
okay.
she she wanted to speak.
Got you. Cause I'm like, I always speak to everybody that's in the live.
Mm-hmm.
But Lopez, I feel you, baby. What I always say, broke people can't just break up like they want to, like for real, for real. I always say broke people don't have the option. Like when I hear people say they got divorced or they got separated and he got his bachelor pad apartment and left her the house, I'm like, who the fuck are you dating? Cause baby, when we get mad, somebody gotta be mad in the bedroom and somebody gotta be mad in the living room. That's how they go.
That's the way it is.
That's just how that is. Like, like real talk. I just, you know what I'm saying? I always understand like broke people, how broke people live. At the end of the day, we can't always just move how people think we should move. Like you just need to get up. Like I ain't got no mama, no daddy I can go stay with if things mess up between me and my husband. I ain't got no sister or nothing like that I can go stay with. I got to figure this mess out by myself.
Yeah.
So I do understand. I really do. And that's really all I came up to say.
Okay, okay. But that's what I think the whole point we
Gotta move
wanted her.
out. I'm
What
sorry.
what you say, babe?
No, I was like, heck no. I don't care how broke I am. Somebody got to move out. Me,
Hey, look,
I'm too
baby,
scared to
let me,
be on a live. I'm sorry. People
do
are
you know how many
unhinged.
times I'll be like, somebody finna go to jail tonight? Somebody gonna go to jail tonight. Like, it don't be like that all the time. It really don't. Like, at the end of the day, both our
I've
names.
been to jail tonight. I've been to jail tonight.
I feel you. I'm serious. We can't have no weapons in this house or nothing, cause baby, it get heated. It get heated. It get heated. I am so serious about that. But look, what was the actual topic that y'all was talking about? I just came in and I heard that. So
Yeah, we just talking about the many ways people hide their traumas. That's all that really is, though. So she happened to. She mentioned one thing. I know she started off saying that who's to say whose traumas is worse and all that, and she was just telling me that she was dealing with people with trauma. And I also, from my point of view, I feel like she has trauma within herself. The reason why she's also dealing with another person with trauma and they coping with each other. So that's what.
codependency is one of the worst addictions like that's out there, like real talk. And like not being able to be alone and everything like that. I hear a lot of women say I'm good by myself, and I hate to say it, but I'm not one of them people that's good by myself. I have to be surrounded by people, or I have to be able to talk to somebody or socialize with somebody to be okay.
Mm.
And I think that's a trauma from being an only child.
Mhm.
I can see that. I can see that. I like how you mix that in there with the trauma. That was nice. How you blend that in
Oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah. You see, I like to put that spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right through the
had to
trauma.
make it go with what y'all was talking about because they're like, "What the fuck is you
Right.
talking about right now?"
It caught me off guard. My brain clicked on it late. I'm like, oh, true. Back to trauma. We learning some stuff.
But no, for real, because I had to learn how to play by myself. I had to learn how to be in the room by myself. I had to learn, all that stuff. So I didn't, that's, and I also feel like anytime your mama made you go pick out your own switch to get your ass whipped with, that's some childhood hidden trauma right there. That will jack you up right there. You understand me? Like anytime your mama said, go out there and get a switch so I can whip that ass.
Anytime you walk past a tree, you get trauma.
Get to twitching, get to
Right.
twitching. My right eye get to twitching and my left booty cheek itch. I swear, like it's.
Oh, I have some more questions for Lopez because she really didn't pique my interest. Can I ask her?
Right after Gina, we gonna do that. Then we can
Okay.
do open panel. Then no. We gotta get main thing in too. So I'm gonna give both of them 1 minute. Then we can do this open panel. It's gonna be it. Yeah, I like what this is. Dog cannot give people countdowns either no more. Babe, can you do it for me real quick? I need Gina then main after that.
1 minute. What you
Yeah,
got?
1 minute. Get him 1 minute. Yeah.
All
My
right.
stuff is messed up on this phone.
Oh man, you got to do the update. Okay, Gina, you ready?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
What are the first two questions, right, babe?
Yeah, the first two. Yeah, first two. Yep.
All right, go ahead, Gina.
Okay. Oh boy. Hidden traumas and many. Okay. So, signs of hidden trauma in religion. That's interesting. You're drifting away from religion because of trauma in religion. Well, I should say drifting away from God out of fear of the devil, which is odd. I went to Catholic school my whole life, so. And when I was younger, it was a small school, and mostly nuns taught us. So, and how can like other RA traumas affect you in your relationship? Getting, I guess, triggered and not knowing why, or getting overly angry at certain in like a fight when someone having like an irrational like response if someone said, "Sorry."
It, well, you Chantel, you did that at the right time because the timer did go off.
Because I waited for the time to go off because I was like, huh? What what did she just say? Like Gina, I don't mean no disrespect, but I ain't understand nothing you just said, baby. Like I feel like you just
I
talked
know,
in
I'm
a
nervous because I had like I had a minute, so I was like, I don't know. Sorry, I was
We're just
like
blending it
verbal
all
diarrhea.
together.
all right, so look, so real quick, who go next and then I go after them.
It's main and then you go right after then. We go
Okay,
off
so
panel then. Yep. Go ahead, man. Or you just I forgot. I don't know if she contributed or not. Or she modded. I can
Sitting pretty.
pretty right. That's her model. I don't might as well make
Hey,
a
go ahead. There she go.
Stop playing with me. Hey.
and she come back with the one bar every time. It never fails.
This shit's stupid. Y'all hear me?
There you go.
Alright. Hidden traumas are many aware? No. I think people know that they got trauma, but are they aware of how to handle them? No. I think people who hide their trauma, who have hidden trauma, they have the hardest time healing because they so used to being damaged and let down. They don't know anything outside of that. So if anybody showed them any different, they'll question it. So signs of hidden trauma in religions. Relationship, marriage, accolades, like degrees, other examples. That's a good question. Um, hidden signs
It's
of
over.
hidden trauma in religion.
Wow. May need about 5 minutes though. You know,
Stop playing. Stop
we
playing
got
with me,
that
Rachel.
long pause. Go,
Yes,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna say
what
I'm
happened
gonna have to
was,
marinate.
see what had happened was, is Pookie and them had said
Yo.
that.
And when she always say, that's a good question.
So, hey, so is it my minute yet? All right, so look.
Oh no,
When
it's
you
just
said
open panel now. We just all open panel now from this point. Yeah.
okay, so look, when it said hidden traumas, many people were like, okay, my mama told me a story about when she asked her mother, because her mother used to make her go to church all the time. So she said, when she asked her mother if incest is a sin, then and Adam and Eve were the first people, how did everybody else get here? And her mama smacked the shit out of her, like, because she couldn't answer that question. And I really feel like that's a hidden trauma, like that because my mother never made me go to church when she was raising me. She raised me right, but she never forced me to go to church because she really felt like she had questions that couldn't be answered. And she was like, do we believe in God because of our what we believe in, or because of our mamas and our big mamas and our great grandmamas that made us go to church and said, baby, you need to sit here and listen to this. Now when it come down to the accolades and the degrees and stuff like that, I am traumatized. My mother had 3 degrees when she passed away. 3 degrees. And I really feel like she was the epitome of a strong black woman, and she did everything she was supposed to do. We was the only black family in an all white neighborhood for 7 years. And I really feel like that's the epitome of like success right there. Like when you are the only black family in the neighborhood for 7 years, that means you're doing good. So at the end of the day, I'm over here in a rent controlled apartment that I just got because I'm getting over my addiction that I done had for years. And I really feel like I'm letting my mama down. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I really feel like that's a trauma that she instilled in me that she didn't really know that she instilled in me. Like that I need to do, that I got to work harder, that I got to do better because that's what my mama did. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like that we was taught that education is the key, but is it really the key? Because right now there's people that got college degrees and they got $150,000 worth of student loan, and now they got a 3-month class you can take and they can get the same position that you got at work. And I really feel like all that is hidden traumas, and especially in the black community. Like real talk, we really do be putting a whole lot of pressure on ourselves, and black women put a whole lot of pressure on each other. I really feel like that.
I'm not sure if like what you are speaking of is like trauma, only because like when you look up the definition of trauma, it's like it's a response, like a psychological response to an event. And
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
think it matters.
Every time every time I see a online college degree or somebody graduating from college, it's a response that I have. I'm triggered. I'm triggered because I feel like that's what I need to be doing because my
But
mother
you
did. She went to
didn't,
work.
so you just feel bad.
Yeah.
It's
God
not
damn,
funny.
Josh.
It's kind of sad.
Josh, you said, but you did. I've always learned to laugh at my pain. You said, but you didn't, so it feel bad. I tried, and it didn't work out for me. I tried. I got student loans right now because I
I'm
tried, and it didn't
saying
work
you
out.
ain't try hard enough. You're too stupid in the head.
What you say?
I said you too stupid in the head.
He ain't saying nothing. I don't know what the hell.
that's he trolling.
Yeah, he trolling. All right. There was something I wanted to say towards oh man. Hey, they dog. T-shirt. You remember that video I asked you to to repost of mine. That just going right back up again, dog. I got them women mad. I ain't gonna even lie. Just because I asked them why they ain't putting more clothes on.
What it say? What it say? What it say? I gotta remember it because I already know it was something that it irked my nerves a little bit too. I already know it made my right eye twitch and my left
I
booty
said,
cheek itch.
I say everything that irk people know, but I asked them. I said, why? I said, women have claimed that they so afraid of men. Why they wear even less clothes? Then that's what I put on there. And
Ooh, baby. Nam ya horenge kyo. Woosah. Remember your pressure points. Remember your pressure points. Woosah. Remember your pressure points. Oh my goodness. Because baby, let me tell you something. At the
you
end of the
got
day, I
toe up and
always
responded too. I see that.
hey, look, because I had so much to say about that. Because at the end of the day, we have always, especially in the black community, we have always protected Uncle Ticklefingers, Uncle Johnny Ticklefingers, and
Mm.
it's like, baby, don't wear them little shorts around that. Like, why the fuck I gotta put more clothes? It's hot as hell outside. Why he can't just control his nasty ass self? Like at the end of the day, if a woman was to walk outside butt naked, you still don't have the right to touch her. You still don't have the right to do anything to her. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you
Right.
something. If she was unattractive, you wouldn't fuck with her. They wouldn't fuck with
Yes, they would.
her.
Hey, let
Hey,
me put it
They'll
in
put a
this
bag.
way.
They'll put a
I'm gonna
bag
put
on
it
our
this
head
way.
and do what they got to do.
Let me say this then, because I noticed that when it do come to that clothes thing, it seemed like I don't know. It seemed like women not as smart as men, because men, a lot of men, right? They know because we feel like that men don't have like because of course it's men is the issue. I can say that, right? But we smart enough to know to not wear no chains and all this stuff in the hood, right? But somehow women always trying to tell another man or these unhinged men what to do. Well, just keep your hands to yourself or something like that. I wish I could stop a man from robbing me. I mean, I wish I can tell them to control themselves and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
we know we live in a real world, so it's like, why do when it come to women, you ask them that question, they keep talking about unhinged people that we can't control.
because
and you
Exactly.
know what?
they have
That's very
convinced themselves
go
that
ahead.
clothes. No, I was just saying they just have convinced themselves that clothes doesn't matter. Like
And
Mm.
it
they're
does.
like,
It
that's not the
100%
reason why they
does.
did it, and it's like, okay,
Oh wow.
They
And
live
look,
in
I
a
will say that
delusion
too.
that somebody
At
not
the end
gonna
of the day,
do
it comes from delusional. It comes from delusional fear. Because at the end of the day, if you really living in the real world, then you know that motherfuckers ain't wrapped too tight, and you got to protect yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
got to protect
Exactly.
yourself. But at the
Right.
end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a female out there in some booty shorts or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Somebody touched my booty when he passed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember that song from what's her name? Queen Latifah.
Hmm.
UNITY. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, there's disrespectful men in this world that
right?
you cannot, no matter what you got on or what you're doing, they're
Hmm.
going to be who they are. So is it up to us to cover ourselves more or
It is.
um and that's crazy to me. Like, let me tell you something. And I
It
understand
is.
that you're right, but it's crazy to me that it's like that. It's
It is.
crazy to
It's
me.
not fair. You're absolutely right. It's not fair. Cause think about it like this here. Say you live on the bottom floor and you're hot and you want to leave your window open all, and you leave it open. You leave it up, got the screen or whatever. And leave that window open. You go to work, leave it up, go everywhere, leave it up. You sleeping at night, leave it up. And people passing by, passing by,
And
passing
they
by.
seen
Don't you
somebody
know
creeping that window.
somebody at some point gonna see that window up and go roll their raggedy ass in there? It's not right, but they're gonna do it.
Yeah. It's like why
Preach.
we got locks
Preach.
for? If we think this world's supposed to be so smooth, why do we have locks for? I feel like it ain't fair that I have to have a locker so nobody don't steal my dang on phone out the locker and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
Yeah,
I feel like
just like it ain't fair that a man to come try to take our kitty cat like from us. But at the end of the
exactly.
day, that shit be happening. Like when
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
sis was just preaching. When I'm over here like hallelujah, amen. Because baby, she was just preaching.
It's
Like
the
for real,
truth.
for
Did
real.
y'all see that man? It was the tail end of the pandemic. He had that old lady like out on the street. He wasn't even trying to take her behind a trash can or a building. He had her out on the sidewalk trying to pull her drawers down. And people was on top of him. He had her drawers down, his drawers down, and was trying to get to it, to the kitty cat. and they was
Mm-mm.
trying to pull him off. That's on the video.
Wow.
Wow.
My daughter saying, "What happened, baby? This man was trying to get him some, and he didn't even was it. You know, most people that are grapists, they try to conceal it. Baby, he was so inflamed with the
With the
it was
passion
the
of,
old lady. My daughter remember this. It was an old lady. This was an old lady.
mm.
This lady had to be in her late 60s. Yes.
That
Yeah.
just irked my soul right there. Cause like for real, I don't understand the rapists that go after older people or the ones that go after children. Because at the end of the day, there are women out there that look like children that, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why nobody do what they do for real, for real. Like
But no, I have a 20-year-old, and my daughter literally looks 12 years old. She's all but 4 foot, what, 10? 4'10"? Itty bitty. Don't even wear makeup. So
and do you
presenting, she
question any
looks like
man that
she's
dates
about
her?
12.
Do you question any man that tries to date her? Like do you wonder
She
like
don't date, but I had an old nasty man tried to talk to her and say, "Oh, you look too good to be by yourself." And at that time, she lit. Anya, how old were you when that man did that? 17. So she was underage. 17, yeah. She really looked underage. Like if you looked at her now, you can go look at her on my profile. My daughter looks like she's 12, for real.
mm.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna see her
I just,
profile.
I, you, she really went to the profile. She fun. Um, what I was gonna say is that, I think, in regards to Kev's video, people are like, um, lumping all men into the predator category. And there's a difference between like a disrespectful man, because like I think it's a what do you call it? It's a line, right? It's a spectrum of men, right? And I think the more sinister things get, I think there some people believe that like if a man is a predator, they have always been a predator. But I think that um it's just like a sociopath. They start doing it more and more and more. Like the sin just keeps growing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
I get
so
what Rachel's saying. That's good. Sometimes it's situational. A man may not have it on his mind, but if
But if it's put
presented
in
with
that
a particular
situation,
situation, they'll do it.
so that's why all our aunties told us, baby, you gotta you gotta put them long shorts on around Uncle Charles or Uncle whatever, cause at the end of the day, you don't want to put that in their head. You don't want to give them nobody a reason to try you.
I I would do the same. The crazy thing, that's funny though, because it's like I don't. I would though, because it's like I don't. I would literally do that with my own daughter though. Like she's not about to be half wearing no clothes, not even in front of my son. Vice versa. I don't want my son running around with his drawers on. I just don't. No, huh?
That
That's the way you present yourself.
there's present and boundaries. It's called respect. Even in front of my daughter, and she's a girl. When she was little, I didn't walk around, and I see some people do that. I did it, and that's my only child, to teach her what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Now her baby, she don't give two lovelies. She let me see. I'm like, I don't want to see all that. You about to blind me. Like, no. She said, don't tell them people. She said, don't tell them people that up. She
No,
said, stop.
I'm laughing because that was me. Like I remember when I got my first training bra, I went over to my daddy was sitting over in front of a bunch of his friends, and I went over and lift my shirt up. I said, "Daddy, look, see, I got my first bra." He was like, "Girl, put your goddamn shirt down." Like I just because I was so like I don't know, I was so comfortable around, I don't know, I like at the end of the day I really feel like we shouldn't make them feel like nakedness and all that type of stuff is like a bad thing, but we let them know that what good touches are and bad touches are and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, like I was real comfortable with my father, and I was like, "Daddy, look at my bro." He's like, "Pull your goddamn shirt down, all these men out here."
Oh, that's funny. Look, you
Yeah.
don't want to teach them shame, but there's
A
boundaries now.
balance. It's a balance, especially as they get older. Yeah, you gotta force yourself. Yeah, it's like I said. I put it in the comments. It's definitely something I was raised with. Like, uh, yeah, people were like practically half naked all the time. And growing up, and I don't know if it's an island thing because we grew up in hot areas or we lived in Florida or whatever. But
But you
like,
seen titties. You seen a lot of titties. Is all I'm saying. Like at the end of the day.
adult ones, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even my brother's walking around in boxers or you know what I'm saying? Like it just was never sexualized. It might be just
Yeah.
a cultural thing, but
And that's what I feel like in America. It is everything is sexualized. Everything is sexualized. Everything is a crime. Everything is like. I was watching this TikTok about this guy. He said he has sex around his kids, and I did not agree with that at all. I did not
Mm-mm.
agree with that at all. He was like, he wanted to teach him it was natural and all this and all
Oh,
this. No, you just a pervert. Like at
oh
the end
my
of the day,
goodness,
you
no.
know what I'm saying? Because that is the most violating moment right there. Anytime your kids walk in and see you, like you don't even want to talk to them after that. Like you don't even want. But at the end of the day, I do feel like because my grandmama used to call me in there to wash her back when she was in the tub, and I would see her boobies. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I really do feel like certain shit is should be comfortable around people. I do. Oh, okay, I got you. She just being honest. You said be careful with my words. But yeah, I do feel like certain things should be acceptable and so like you said, your brother was walking around in his boxes. He said, Rachel said, I washed up grandma too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, they call, hey, babe, come here, stretch my back real quick. Come here, stretch my back real good.
So since that's why I said I think we normalized it. So say a difference. So say if they had your dad came in there like, hey, I need you, or your grandpa was like, hey, come in, can you wash my balls for me? Like, would you feel it the same way?
No. All right. So look, I will tell you, when I was 15 years old, my father did call because his wife used to wash his back because he used to break out with boils on his back real bad. And when he called me in the bathroom one time, he said, "Baby, can you come wash my back?" And he made sure he was covered up. He took the stuff, all that stuff, and everything. And I washed my father's back. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I know he felt uncomfortable with it, and I felt uncomfortable with it, but we still did it because it wasn't nothing nasty about it. It wasn't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Johnny tickle fingers about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's just like being in the healthcare field. Like you have to deal with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I never looked at it as body parts like for sexual. If somebody needed help, they just needed help. Like actually, I feel bad like that they need the help from you in such a
yeah, like
stage.
because who wants somebody in there at that violating moment?
Yeah, because
At
I
that
wouldn't want
violating
nobody looking at me, but then you need, like Rachel say, you need the help.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about people that just asked for you to do it. I'm about
No,
to say,
well, like
I done
family
did
members,
a couple
elderly
people.
people,
Because
but
I got
then
some people
also in
that
the
can't function in my
healthcare.
family, a man and a woman. I had to do that with though. So yeah, I can get that. Thought y'all was talking about grandma.
But
I thought y'all was
no,
talking about
laugh.
grandma.
But laugh. The thing is, do you think your family? You said two family members. Do you think that they feel a way that they need the help?
I don't know. I would see if they can't function or something like that. That's the only way. But no,
But
I
no,
don't.
I mean, but even if they can't function, but do you think like they don't
they
they
feel
do it
some type of
because they
way.
need the help, but do they feel like, oh my God, I gotta ask this person?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what's going on through
Kevin Hart said when he got in his accident on his comedy special, he was saying how he felt like because the nurse had to come in there and wipe his ass. Like he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna wipe you up. I'm gonna wipe you up real good, man. I'm gonna do you real good, man."
there.
Like he said, it was a dude like in there that what I'm saying. But he like, man, this dude literally has to wipe my ass for
My
me.
behind,
And
like I'm gonna be honest, even my daughter and we're close, like that would just be so embarrassing. I'm not saying embarrassing.
yeah,
I just don't want her to do
it's
that. I
kind
don't
of a
want her to have to
violation.
do that.
it's kind of a violation,
It's
especially
like a
when
violation. I'm gonna tell you something. I had a C-section. And don't you know, I was trying to get to the bathroom after I had it, and I was older when I had my daughter. And me and my sister, and I was on my way, and I got halfway to the toilet, and it just came down, y'all. And she got down there wiping it up and wiping it. And she like, I started crying. She said, "What you crying for?" I said, "You gotta wipe this up, love." She said, "You so crazy." She
and
said,
look,
"You need
we don't
this."
realize how people love us. We don't realize how people love us until something
She
like that
said, "It's
happens. But
okay." She's like, "It's okay." She said, "You ain't gotta be embarrassed." But I was embarrassed. I felt like I should have made it to that toilet. But so yeah, that's absolutely right. It's weird. It's like a weird thing. I don't even know the words to say what it is.
Yeah, but I
You're right.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
I think, I think, cause shit, it's like we kind of jumped, low key. I wanted to speak on the whole female scare, right? I think females, so you got females who will say, I'm scared, but they only scared of a certain type of dude, meaning you're not scared of the dudes that you like or think look good. You're just scared of men that look like creeps to you. But even if you choose to look at yourself as, oh, I'm gonna dress like a fairy today because I think I would look so cute in this. Because some people really think like that, and it's like, hold on, if you are a scared person, you're gonna move like a scared person. Meaning you're gonna
Right.
cover up whatever the case may be. Because that's what scared people do. They don't want to draw attention to themselves. They learn to sit up here and have boundaries.
Hmm. I like that you said that literally was.
Versus,
I think.
yeah.
Oh dang, she got a connection messed up. Wow. I was about to say that was the whole. That's what everybody missed out on my video. That was my whole entire point. Everybody just. It's cool though. I'm glad everybody. A lot of people got triggered off that junk. Whatever. My video probably wouldn't be going as far as it is because it show how people's comprehension is. Because my whole entire video is based off of these women that claim that they're so scared, and I know if women are scared, you know what I'm saying. They're gonna do anything to avoid because they really afraid. They've been through some stuff. I realize that it's a lot of women that prefer their attention over actually being scared. Just like they care about like when we talk about the clothes thing or whatever, they want attention more than their actual protection. They really don't care about the protection that much. They only want you to protect you when their attention don't work the way they want it to. So I realize I'm just peeping out women. That's all it is. I peep a lot
I
of
hate to
stuff.
say it, but I'm guilty of that shit. I am guilty of that shit. I hate. Hey, look, hey, look, when I say I am the realest, at the end of the day, I will
I know
tell
you
you,
real. That's what I
I
mean.
will tell you, like, even if it's embarrassing, if it's not something that I want to admit, like, I am the one that, you know what I'm saying? If I think the dude is cute, like, oh my goodness, I'm finna switch past him. Like, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna put my walk on and all that type of stuff. And do you know that when I was out there working them streets, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all don't know my story, like, at the end of the day, I used to be out there selling that thing for 20 Rock. So now I if it I got in a situation where a dude actually put a fucking tool to my head, a tool to my head that I trusted. You know what I'm saying? Like I trusted this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I because he looked normal. He didn't look crazy. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you talk about like we want the attention from people that we feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we think is cute or whatever, that is so true. At the end of the day, I really do feel like that. Like I'm not, but I'm scared of the white dude with the fucking van and he ain't got no windows
Right.
in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm scared of him, but that normal looking black dude with the dreadlocks that unalived three white girls in college, I looked at his picture and was like, damn, I would have dated him. Like that shit scared the fuck out of me.
See, that's why I rock with you, Tisha. Every time I met you, even though I never knew you, I know a lot of people did know you until you ran across me, and then I was like, oh, I didn't know that until somebody. So I'm like, I ain't never checked that out though. But that's why I say you had to been a celebrity, even though I didn't see you. But that's what I like about you, that you just be very real and direct. You're confident in who you are. You know you grow from your stuff or whatever, and I think that's that's very deep though, for real. That's very
Hey,
deep.
look, let me
And
tell you
then even
something.
you speaking
The
like that,
confidence, the confidence
somebody.
is lacking. The confidence is lacking. I will tell you that. Like at the end of the day, I choose to laugh at my pain and I choose to speak my truth because I feel like there's somebody else out there that can understand and relate
Mhm.
to it. But at the end of the day, there is shame in what I just said. What I just said to you, that was very shameful to me. It really was. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The fact that I know that I've put myself in crazy ass situations because of wanting attention, because of the lack of self-esteem and stuff like that. Like that's really shameful to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
just know that I put it out there, but at the end of the day, there's no confidence in it. Like there's I'm just hoping that it'll help somebody. Thank
Yeah.
you, Kush.
And
I appreciate it.
I still say that's another level of confidence that you able to even say what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's still like a beginning. You know what I'm saying? You even prepared for even backlash. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool, but I'm good at what I was still strong enough to even say it out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I see confidence in at on a situation. Even though you may feel
Thank
ashamed,
you,
but
baby.
then again, you just change your perspective how you view it. It's just about it's just a growing thing. Everybody made past mistakes in their past. That was just a past. You know what I'm saying? It's about what you learn from it. Glad you survived it and all the other stuff, and then teach other people not to go through what you went through. That's all that really is.
Thank you, babe. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you, Kush, for saying what you said. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep. All that really. But yeah, that was the I tell you, like, this video literally going right back again. I was like, I thought I left it alone. I got another video that went trending and it actually passed that one up though. I was like about the work one and stuff. I was like, wow. But yeah,
What was that one about?
they going crazy. They calling me. I'm like, I ain't never knew a predator told you to put your clothes on. They all calling me. Dog, y'all got to see that, John. They even on my Instagram right
Oh
now.
no, baby. Oh no. Let me find out because I will get on their asses. Do
No,
you
yeah,
understand?
that you gonna run out. You gonna run out of breath because literally that's. But this the other side of TikTok. It's these people that just got away with playing victim. They know that they get to say that like crazy, and that's just all it is. I'm glad they exposed a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
And I will say at the end of the day, having a vagina has made life a little bit easier for me. I will say that it done got me out some tickets. It done got me out, it done did some things in life that you know what I'm saying. I really feel like a man couldn't get away with. So at the end of the day, we be really feeling like how we feel like white people can't say certain shit. Like white
Mm-hmm.
people can't say certain jokes that like we could say the same exact. A black comedian can say the same exact joke that a white comedian can say, but at the end of the day, if it's got some type of racial connotation in it, then that white comedian is gonna get canceled or whatnot. So at the end of the day, I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna explain like this: if I'm out there and I get in an argument with a white girl, and I be like that white B, you know what I'm saying, and ain't nobody gonna think twice about it. But if she go that black B,
Ooh, you're right. That already
exactly.
stings.
See,
I
look,
know
you
what you're
just
talking
said
about.
ooh, ooh, like right there, like
That's
as soon as I said it, you was like ooh, ooh,
that's
like ooh, man,
conditioning,
like
right? That's that conditioning. That's what
like you
happened.
felt
Yeah.
it like stab, stab, stab. So at the end of the day, I really feel like you know what I'm saying. It's was an oxymoron or a double negative or whatever
Mm-hmm.
when women feel like they can be out there and dress how they want to, which ain't necessarily appropriate. Because if my grandmama said if you can see the black part of your ass cheeks, then the skirt is too short. You need to take it off. You need to take it off. But then they want to be protected. And I also feel like black women are the most underprotected and but disrespected at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like we promote a little bit of that disrespect, like because a lot of us have had to be men. Like a lot of us have had to be like had to fight dudes, like literally. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they say the black woman is the most underprotected and disrespected, but I feel like we can be the most disrespectful sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I really do. I really feel like because at the end of the day, there's a lot of women out there. I lived in the hood for about 5 years, and I used to see these girls out there trying to fight dudes. Like you know what I'm saying, like you know, because they ain't got no brother, no cousin, no nothing, nothing like that to have their back, and they out there like you know, literally trying to fight a man. And I really feel like you can't You can't put yourself in that situation and expect to be protected. But at the end of the day, they say we're the most underprotected and disrespected, but we always have our cousins, brothers, and nephews and uncles that's in the grave for us because somebody that came to our
Mm,
defense.
right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They always
So
quiet on that part.
yeah, yeah, because
That just
I really
happened. That just happened with the Frost family. Rashida and Kurt Frost.
what happened?
No, how their son, well, the the daughter had an issue
Basically,
with
both
the
of their sons are
huh?
facing M1 charge.
Oh yeah, both of their sons.
I said,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead, May.
uh, basically both their sons just got into a situation where they was all functioning, turning up, and two people. I think they said one or two people ended unalived, and they said one of the brothers ran, and the other one, I don't know what he ended up doing, but I know that they're looking for um definitely both of Rashida's kids, and but they up here talking about they don't want shit to do with that.
Yeah,
Damn.
trying to protect their sister or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I really feel like at the end of the day, if black women are underprotected and disrespected, it's normally by the men that they choose to sleep with. At the end of the day, those are the ones that are not protecting them and disrespecting them, but they uncles, brothers, cousins, nephews, they all coming like, I know you ain't called my auntie a bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? They all rolling up at the end of the day. So I just really feel like that is just not true. It's just not true.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right. Here we go. We back. All right. What happened? Did somebody ask a question? I mentioned somebody asked a question. All right. All right. Let me I get Kush in real quick.
Oh, Kush came
Kush,
up.
welcome back, Kush.
Hey, what's going on?
You all right?
I'm chilling. Thank you for having me up.
For
It's a
sure.
real good topic you got here.
Appreciate you. What you got?
Yeah. Um. So it says signs of hiding trauma. That's a good question. I don't even. Ooh, yeah. Maybe like people who have deep trust issues and people who are insecure. You know. Um. Yeah. Think they can have like deep rooted issues and trauma. Man, what other scenarios? That's really good to consider, considering our environment was full of people who, come from dysfunctional households. It may be wise to think of this. Ooh, someone with a high temperament, they're always snapping off, they can't control their emotions. Someone who's highly impulsive, and stuff. That's good. That's all I can say on the first one. So what's the difference from coping and healing? I don't even know that one. I can't even guess that one. Would you can enlighten me, someone on the panel, if y'all have any idea of that one. Let's see. Um, every heals on their own. Everyone heals on their own. Why do you believe the majority says that? Well, because I myself went through trauma, and it took a long time to heal from the trauma that I went through, specifically like 7 to 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not easy. And it's hard to be able to tell if someone is coping or if they're working on it, or if they're healing or just coping. I think one thing, if they're actually healing, and if they're a partner of yours or someone close in your life, then you should be able to see them watching self-help videos, anything that can help them practicing things, doing things that could develop
like self-love and self-care. You know what I'm saying? When you see a person who's taking care of themselves, they're trying to eat right, they're trying to exercise, or they're working on their spirituality, especially that one, or if they're working on their mental well-being, especially that, just even watching just self-help videos on YouTube or anything, you can tell that, okay, this person is in the process of healing because they're proactive and they're actually doing something, consistently to help themselves heal, versus someone who's just coping, pretty much not doing too much, just trying to deal with it as best they can without being very proactive. I would guess that's the difference between that one. So how do you know when a person is healed? I think when a person is healed, their trust in themselves and others will be restored. It's not to say that they're going to be overly trusting and naive and gullible, but just to say that they're not going to be hard to be with, because they're always looking for something to happen. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to relationships, you can tell when a person has healed because they are actually practicing well-being, a life of well-being, mental well-being, like I was just naming some of those things. Even if they're not practicing that, you can tell that they have a sense of peace in their life and they don't unnecessarily create drama for no reason. People who haven't healed, it seems as though on some level people can get addicted to the drama of things, so they create problems when there don't have to be none, so yeah, a person who has healed is a peaceful person to be with. That's just all I can think of it. A person who has no trauma or no issues, they are the most peaceful person, nurturing, loving, patient, kind, everything that a normal functioning person who's never been hurt before can express. A person who has healed have no problem expressing those type of things, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Okay, we got a few more people up here. Dang. Okay, so we're gonna just do a couple at a time though, because that was kind of long. I just wasn't looking. So Deacon, then we got what, Posh next and Ron, or Deacon, Ron, and Posh.
Yeah,
I had to
good
turn the
evening.
phone sideways. I thought that was Tyra Banks for a minute. Like, what Tyra? I got all the celebrities in.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
say a lot I can agree with Kush with. So for the first one, the signs of trauma, uh, keep it brief. Basically, almost any overcorrection in any way, depending on what the trauma is, overcorrection or poor behavior. You over sexualize, or active, overly worried about paranoia and issues like that. Like I said, Kush had a lot of them. What's the difference between coping and healing? You know what? I could get some school on that too. Let's see, everyone heals at their own time. I never heard that, but yes, people who just heal at different rates at different times, but the healing doesn't start till they first recognize a problem and they're ready to address it and heal on their own. Let's see, how do you know when a person is healed? You'll start, if you know the person, if it's somebody you're familiar with, you'll start seeing more healthy behaviors. Even if you don't know a person, I believe somebody, when if we can have a conversation and they're not just blaming everything on everybody else. So I would say it looks like self accountability for one, and just how to fix issues instead of looking for issues and blaming, being a victim of a circumstance constantly, just constantly being negative. Therapy, how effective is it today? I want to say it is effective. However, I also do find, I don't know what the ratio is, but you also find a lot of therapists within this woke ideology. So it's questionable.
All right. Let me get who next? Ron or Posh?
I'm gonna let Posh go because I'm at the laundromat right now, but I'm about to put
All
some
right,
stuff in the dryer.
for sure. Let's go ahead, Tyra B. I mean, my bad, Posh. Go ahead.
So I actually think that there's a huge difference between coping and healing. I think when people are coping, they're kind of just like dealing with it and just like getting along with it, like even though they're not fully healed. Like, for example, if someone has depression, maybe they're coping with it through like alcoholism or substance abuse or stuff like that, or just like trying to distract themselves from the real issue. I think that's more like a coping mechanism. Just to use myself as an example, like when my mom passed away in college, I wasn't healed from it and I'm still not, but I kind of coped with it by just kind of like finding things that distract me like from the pain and stuff like that. Whereas I think healing is you're literally getting to like the root cause of the issue versus using like distractions or fun or like substance abuse and stuff like that to just kind of like cope with it. And so I actually think they're vastly different and they're the opposite. Coping, you're not really getting to the core issue. You're just trying to find ways to distract yourself so that you can just get along with life. And then healing is like you're literally digging deep into your heart and soul and finding out like what's making you this way. Like, why do you have this trauma? Like therapy and stuff like that. And you're actively trying to change that. And then, let's see. How do you know when a person is healed? I would say that there's really no way of knowing if a person is healed. Like, I kind of feel like it's impossible because there's a lot of people that are very strong at putting up a facade. Like people, like even though those are some of the people that are hurting the worst, like whether it be like people that are like celebrities, like Robin Williams, who really showed like no signs of like depression or trauma, etc., but then he ended up unaliving himself. And so I think it's actually very difficult to know when somebody has truly healed from their trauma, because there's a lot of people that kind of just like, you would think that there's nothing wrong with them and that their life is perfect, and then you find out that they unalive themselves and people are just like extremely confused. And so I don't think that there's like a real way of knowing if someone's healed. You can probably know if yourself is healed, but I don't think you can 100% tell if someone else is healed. Therapy, how effective is it today? I mean, I don't really know. Like, so I've never actually went to therapy, so I don't know how effective it truly is. I mean, I guess it's nice because like they can give you some advice and they can give you like a course of action that can help you like heal through that trauma. But I'm not sure of the effectiveness of it. And then for the first question, can you explain that a little more? Like signs of hiding trauma in religions, relationships. Like, what do you mean by like that?
Well, what I mean is that an afro? I see afro pop up in here. I always catch afro. Big ol' afro.
What, Young
All right,
K?
yeah, you know it. Young K.
Baby girl.
All right,
Okay,
all right.
sorry.
All right, so what are these are different examples of each one. I just do mine real quick. So religion, I see people no different from accolades, right? Some people have never healed and they just go to God and all that. They go to God or they go to church and act like that is the church and all that's gonna heal them. And different signs I could tell is that they will use scripture to justify their side, but demonize the other side. And I mean, that's one sign I realized, and that's just mine. All right, something I noticed about religion, like religious people that never dealt with their trauma, and they think God just automatically just gonna to heal them without the no faith without works. Is we know the truth full thing on that, right? So people be acting like you can pray your trauma away. They don't work like that. Relationships. A lot of people get in relationships. They can barely deal with themselves. Always tell me I'm alone. I can't get with this. You know what I'm saying? But then they also bring all this stuff. They get with this person, but they really just coping them and using them, you know, just to make them feel good or make them happy, be their peace, you know, stuff like that or whatever. And then, like a lot of times, you could tell a person that's like that is when you talk about them or something like that, or you be like, "Hey, man, you got a horrible attitude problem," and then you got the person that with the comeback, they'll say something like, "Well, my man like it," with my, stuff like that. That's how you know. That's a different sign. So, and then accolades, people like degrees and all that stuff. So a lot of people they get their confidence built through like their degrees or they schooling or something like that, or doing a lot of research on stuff or whatever, and they use that to cover up the inner traumas that they have because that's their confidence. Every time something may make them feel uncomfortable, that they always got to go back to, well, I major in this and all this other stuff. So it's different stuff like that. You can add others to it. So that's what I mean.
I mean, I don't feel like there's anything for me to add. I feel like you kind of explained it pretty well for the first question, but I think I answered the other questions pretty well.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, okay, one more thing. Okay, I guess I didn't answer this question. Everyone heals on their own. Why do you believe the majority says that? I mean, I guess that's true in some circumstances. Like people that have like addictions and stuff like that. Their family can try to help them as much as possible, but if they don't want to help themselves, then I guess it's kind of like impossible. Or even if you're giving your girlfriends relationship advice, career advice, etc., and they still don't take it, I feel like I kind of agree with that, because I feel like people have to want to be better. Like, I don't think anyone can force someone else or talk someone else into being better. You have to want it for yourself. And so I would agree. That's all.
All right. All right, let's get it. Ron, what you got for me? And then the Dick.
What's up? What's up?
It's not a hashtag after that Dick. What's up, man? What you got for me, man?
Shoot, let's see. Are many aware signs of hiding trauma in religions, relationship, marriages, accolades like degrees? Yes. I believe some of them do that because they feel like that, like the marriage, like there's people that get a marriage from trauma from people hurting her or abusing her. And some people hide in their degrees, like this is the only thing that they talk about, but they never talk about outside of their life career of what they got going on. Not that they have to tell us, but you can just tell whenever a person sits there and talk about their career, their job, and what they achieved in their life all the time, they're reminiscing. And that's trauma of like attention. And or like they probably like been mentally or verbally abused by their parents, so like they feel like they can't turn to nobody, so then they sitting there telling everybody their good news, their accolades, their achievements and all that. And also in religions they try to use religion, and me if I'm gosh, like I don't necessarily believe in the Bible that was man-made, but I do believe in God, but just not in the way that people perceive. But whenever people use these religions and all that stuff to better their life, I don't think it will help any though, because you're not really speaking to God, which is the spirit that's within yourself. So you're not helping yourself out. So you're just kind of like hoping some thing in the sky is gonna help you when it can't. And you got to be realistic with yourself. You got to start with yourself first before the universe helps you. And what's the difference between coping and healing? Like I agreed with what Posh said. It's more like, I like how she kind of like referenced that. She said that whenever you cope, you're just getting along with the problem and everything. You're not really facing it. You're just sitting there like, y'all just having y'all little talk, basically, you and the problem, and then y'all just go hand in hand. But whenever you're healing, you're knocking out all those toxic traits, all those toxic people out your life. You found peace. You're loving yourself, and yeah, pretty much that. And everyone heals on their own. Why do you think majority say that? Because everybody is different, and all humans go through different things. So whenever people have these problems, they feel like people can't really see where they're coming from. Yeah, they may understand, but they can't fully see or fully understand what I'm going through. So therefore, I have to go on my own and find this healing. Now, there's people that can help, but I can't lean on those people to help me though, because it has to start within self. But then, you have your people that will help you be a better person though. Because nobody can, I'm gonna just say this, nobody can do it by themselves. I strongly believe that nobody can always do it by themselves. They can be self-made, yes, but doing everything by yourself, I don't believe that. And I don't believe it. There's always like some type of help though, whether it's from your job, whether it's from your friend, your auntie, your cousin, your mate, it don't matter. So yeah, that's why I feel like everybody says maturity says that. And how do you know when people are healed? Like I said before, it's whenever you knock all those toxic people and toxic traits out and you're actually doing good for yourself. Because yes, like what Pa said, some people just like go straight to abusing. Like they abuse either a person, alcohol, or a substance of drugs. So but usually whenever people say that they are using marijuana to heal, because I was one of these people. I still smoke, but I don't smoke as much as I did back then though, because I was going nuts. I ain't gonna lie, smoking like 5-6 blunts a day, and that shouldn't have been that. But a lot of people like to abuse that because they'll smoke a whole quarter in a day, a whole zip in a day, and they'll be like, hey yo, I'm trying to get some mold, bro. I'm trying to get some mold. Like, you're not healing, bro. You're not healing. You're running away from the problem. I can already tell. You need to get right with yourself, man. You need to heal yourself. You need to get right with your mental. And is therapy, is it effective as is today? Honestly, I can't really speak on that because I ain't never been to therapy. I've like kind of always been my own therapist. I don't know. I'm kind of too much like my father, man. My father didn't believe in help like that. But that's why we always sit there and have meetings or interventions with people, or sit there and talk to a person that you can talk to though. At least people in my shoes though, because not everybody has anybody to talk to. So, but yeah, I can't speak too much on the therapist part though. But yep, that's my claim though. I landed.
All right, let me get a hashtag in. The West. If y'all can go through this as fast, as I gotta get off this thing at 9:30, y'all.
Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna run through this, man. I'm telling you, you ain't even gotta put the timer on for me, Kev. Look,
I can't even find a timer. This stupid phone don't got it. That's why I couldn't.
here we go, bro. Look, are many aware? No, many people are not aware because awareness means that they have to talk about how they, like, who they are. So most people don't even know their identity; they just know their responsibilities. And the distinction is, this is who you, like, your identity is who is the devices you use, and your responsibilities are the things that you have in front of you. So most people are not aware. Signs of hiding trauma in religion. Typically, the signs are using the religion as a shield instead of incorporating the practices in their life. There's a, like me, I like to say, and I think you heard me say this before, Kev, there's a difference between a person being faithful and a person being loyal. Although the definition of loyalty is in the word faithful, faithful is what you're being, loyalty is what you're doing. It's easy to do something, but it doesn't mean that it's inside of you, right? But when it's inside of you, you can't help but do it. It's like, no matter what's in front of you, you always go back to it. It's your default. Relationship, let me see, accommodates degrees, okay. Well, yeah, typically when people are talking about the things that they have achieved, and how they have become so independent and all that type of stuff, it's because they doubted themselves. The biggest thing that people overcome or acknowledge that they overcome is themselves. So if they're talking about that they're strong, independent, got everything now and all that stuff, and they have to lean on that, it's because they doubted it themselves, or they realized the biggest obstacle in doing and becoming whatever they are was actually them, not everyone else. What's the difference from coping and healing? I put it in the comments. Coping is going around things, accepting an immovable object and going around it, and healing is going through it. The difference between let me see. Let me see. Heals on their own. Yeah, people can heal on their own, but here's the thing: you know when you've healed on your own, in my opinion, because you start doing healthy things. If you're constantly healing and no one's around, guess who is hurting who? You are hurting yourself. If you're always on a healing journey and it always involves you going away from everything else, you have to admit that you are the one that's running into fire and knives. So many people cannot heal because they haven't learned to go through it. They're just coping and running away from it and parachuting away from things instead of actually healing. You can tell when someone's healed because the truth of the matter. You can tell when someone's healed because the truth of the matter is that they will talk about the things that they've overcome in a past sense. They won't be present with their pain. They'll be able to laugh about it. They'll be able to have admissions about it. They'll be able to take comments about it. They won't be personal about it because it's no longer them. That's how you can hear a healed person. So how do you know? Well, okay. And then therapy. Yeah, I think it's effective. The idea of therapy, you got to give me like 10 more seconds, Kev. But the idea of therapy, people confuse therapy, counseling, and coaching all the time. Coaching is knowing the skills or aptitude that you have and presenting a goal, and then what kind of discipline or thing you have to do, or cycle you have to do, method or cycle you have to do in order to achieve that goal. That's what coaching is. Counseling is understanding the boundaries and the standards. Standards are how you treat yourself. Boundaries are how you protect yourself. Knowing those things and then asking yourself honest questions about how you participate in violating your own standards and boundaries, whether you use the corners of that box that we call life to create bridges over our boundaries for other people, or whether we are digging holes under our under our standards for other people and letting people in, like the borders of America, right? So that's that. And then therapy is about examining where you got those first ideas from and who's associated with it, and whether or not you are being integral with those identities. So, for example, if you are like if you're going to see a therapist, the reason why they talk to you about your childhood and stuff like that is they want to see whether or not you have just adapted something, or whether or not you actually believe and qualify for what you have adapted. So if you're a good person and your mom told you what a good person is, do you believe that you qualify for being a good person? And what happens is that most people, and it goes back to the first question, most people do not qualify for the very things that they call themselves based on the people that taught them those identities in the first place. I'm on a runway. There we go.
Okay. This one I want to talk about though. I'm gonna have to do this topic again. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow too, because I really do want to get deep in this one though, for real. So the reason why I put that everyone heals on their own, I hear this a lot, especially on TikTok. I believe the majority say this because, one, these are people that don't know how to heal. They use coping more than anything, right? And also it'd be the same type of people, or it could be people that like to coddle people. They like to say, well, everybody heals on their own, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you were just talking about a general thing. We'll say stuff like, we need to get better at this or something like that. Well, everybody do this on their own. Everybody do. So it's like, who asked you? You know what I'm saying? I think that's an obvious thing. Why do you have to say that? So people tend to say that so they can take their time. Like you will hear these same exact people that will sit there and say that they had the same attitude issue or whatever issue for the last 10 years. That means that they done got with people that already put up with them. They don't feel like they need to change, but they just like saying it out loud to act like they're trying to do it. But, just to make themselves look good. That's all they're trying to do for the most part. I said most, what the heck, most part, what the heck? For the most part, my bad, that was a tongue tie. But overall, yeah, I think a lot of people like to use that just to, like I said, just to sound good, or, like I said, some people overall be coddling people and they be like, and they don't want to hurt people's feelings and stuff, so they rather be like, well, just be like with them. They're going to heal on their own way, but that's going to extend the healing. Extend the trauma or whatever they got. That's all that is. So some people, and even that's why I said, and I'm actually probably gonna talk about that on one of my God thing tomorrow, because I always do like a God post or Bible post every day about when God said, "How long you gonna mourn?" It's a reason. It's a reason why He said this. The thing is, it's okay. It's okay to shed the tears. Okay to do that, but you do it so long. No, don't leave now. When I talk about God, don't get no phone call now. It's like, no. All right, I'm talking to him. But anyways, people, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like, how long are you going to marinate in this stuff? How long are you gonna keep on saying, man, this hurt me? You know what I'm saying? Cool, they hurt you 4 years ago. You're still talking about the same person. So how long are you gonna use this as an excuse why you can't overcome this? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, overall, people, that scared me a little bit. I was like, what is that? What is that in his camera? I didn't know. I was like, I'm about to get banana. I didn't know what that was. But overall, yeah. I want to talk about that like crazy. 'Cause I hear this on the app too much. Well, people will on their own. They're gonna figure it out on their own and all this other stuff. Like, that's the reason why they don't. Like I said, when people put up with people, they don't feel like they have to change anything. You know what I'm saying? They that's what it is. People don't see. They're not really aware. It goes back to the topic itself. They're not aware of what. Because people know, right? It's a difference between knowing and being aware. When you're aware, you can truly see how it's affecting your life, and you go try your best to make sure it don't affect you. You go, or connect with, because when you sit there and lose so many people in your life, and you're gonna be like, oh dang, you start being aware of it. Then you're gonna be like, oh man, I really got to change. I really got to. I want these type of people, so let me change this type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's how that is. But most people like being comfortable. That's all that is.
Do you think that same thing applies to us Black Americans and Africans when they're trying to help us out?
Same thing.
Yeah,
I
I
feel,
was about to
I
say
feel that.
I feel the same way because without see to realize what's up, Kev. My
Yeah, you
bad,
already know. I want to say, what up? It's like,
my bad, because people be tripping sometimes. It's just it's. But what I realize is some people just cannot move forward. They can't.
Real shit.
Example, they just choose to be in the same room that they always operate in. I hate to say this about our people, but we be the ladies is go now. Ladies, let me hold y'all hand real quick before I say this. That's in here because I know y'all like to swing without letting me explain. Every time I get in that space, there's somebody talking about some stuff. Well, men did something 200 years ago. You wasn't even around 200 years ago. Men was cheating on women all the way to the 1800s. You wasn't thought of in the 1800s. Why are you taking that on? You just want to embody something? You want to embody something that you read? Because, I mean, what's going on? And some people just want to live in whatever negative mind frame they want to be in. Men do it too. They want to live in they live in times and embrace things that they never was around to experience. Back in the day, wives used to sit there and sit in the house, not say nothing. Bro, you was not around for that. Like you spirit. Where are y'all embodying these things from? Right. And it gets irritating because it's like, at what point we be stuck living in the past and we ain't even lived in the past. But y'all want a better future. It's low key stupid.
And you know what kills me even more? They blaming Africans for selling us, right? But whenever everybody else was enslaved, though, was we graping them? Was we
Can I
abusing them? Was
can
we
I
killing them?
can I ask you? I got a better question for you, Ron. Do
What's
you
up?
really think they brought all of us from Africa?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because it's an old school saying, and I think if people did enough researching and Googling, like they use a smartphone to do everything else. The "we didn't land on Plymouth Rock" statement is somewhat of an accurate statement. We all didn't come from Africa. Not all of us. Some of us was on this land before they was. So just I want people to heal from everything, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, whatever leeway you want to whatever way you want to figure it out. But the constant complaining, oh, I seen this and I heard this and I heard, oh my God, did it happen to you? It's getting to the point. I feel like I'm Adam Sandler in that one movie. All right, already. What are we gonna do about it?
Hey, real quick before I end up losing it though, I do want to speak on what Ron just said though. I don't, because you said that people don't. I think people don't speak on that the African part, right? That we were sold, right? From other Africans. But the worst part about that is like we were slaves to them first though. Before, well, not even a week, because I don't even know if I was a slave or not. I really don't care that much for real.
No, but you speaking in spiritual terms though. I get it.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, because it's like if we are going to hold people accountable, it's supposed to be them first. We go to the people that bought us, right, or whatever, or some people stole. Some people stole. I just don't believe that we was that weak to get stolen by. That's why when I looked it up, we was 90% sold and 10% stolen or something like that. I forgot that one. But
no, for real, I wanted to say, like, I don't know any black dude whose ass I can kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any dude who I could just throw a net over and be like, "You're mine now."
Well, it wasn't.
I don't know any dude like that.
Net. It wasn't throwing a net. So what they would do?
I was trying to crack a joke.
Oh, okay, because I didn't.
Yeah, but honestly,
that wasn't
honestly,
a great one, though.
It's kind of funny if you get the imagery in your head.
Okay,
Think about it,
guys,
like just some fat white dude running over, trying to throw a net
Hold
over
on,
you.
guys. Kev was talking and he was in the middle of his statement when he was interrupted, so just let Kev finish.
Well, you know I bad, buddy.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I don't know that one joke he said. But Nate, okay, never mind. Okay, I can't. But I was just getting to that point. That was the point I was getting to, is that I don't think we speak on the Africans first. We always go straight to the YT people. You know what I'm saying? I think we say do worse. You said all the torture and stuff, but I believe they was unaliving us over in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And that's how bad it was over there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the reason why I know that we were more of an issue to ourselves before these YT people even came about. It's like, look how we treat each other now. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe we was in this little fake harmony stuff that everybody be trying to say. We were so good. We were just so good until these YT people came around. Then we started treating, and that's the reason why I can't hold myself accountable now, because these YT people made me be a baby daddy and a baby mama. Like, everything always got to keep getting blamed on these other people. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with us right now. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, I got that fatigue they talking about, though. Because it's like we just turned to, we learned about a little bit of stuff, and not every last issue got to be the YT person. Like, dog, that's how we ain't gonna never grow. That's just like why women always keep blaming men and never could take accountability, because that's why they never grow. Because like the whole world be coddling them, and they doing the same thing with us as black people. Like we can never say the parts that we done wrong so we can change it. We just say, no, it's their fault. They make us do that. It's like, that's the reason why I'm so big on accountability in here, because I always gonna make somebody look within themselves. Like, okay, cool, you had a messed up baby mama and all that stuff, but what part did you play? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you select this person? What did you learn from that? How many times you gonna get tricked? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we can't expect change from pointing the finger at everybody else but ourselves. It just don't work like that.
Shoot, my thing is with that, like, I feel like that whenever we did celebrate, it was not supposed to meant by that. And what I also think, that a black man also helped them navigate over here to the Americas. And that's exactly how we ended up helping. I mean, and that's exactly how they helped the Europeans to get us enslaved. Because I think it was some light skinned brothers though that was helping out. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was some light skinned brothers that was helping out. And then whenever they came over here, it was just, bro, because like now you got all these stories saying that like, shoot, the white race didn't even really come out until like 5,000-6,000 years ago. But whenever you sit there and think about it though, like how many of these people were claiming white? So these brothers had to have at least been light skinned though to help out. Because whenever they came to the Americas, the first president for the Hispanics, his name is Trujillo. And Trujillo, he was always telling, like the main thing about him in the Americas was bettering the race, quote unquote, and which was why he was always trying to lightening the race. And that's why you see a lot of Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and all that stuff, though, they always be like, I'm not black, I'm this, I'm that. But whenever we sit there and explain it to them, like, bro, black is your diaspora, it's like the way you look. It's not, we're not calling you a black American, bro. We know that you're not a black American. We know. But brother, you look just like my cousin right here, dog. I'm saying.
Hey
You feel me?
y'all, I'm sorry y'all. I gotta do this to y'all, but it's 9:30 on the nose. I told myself I'm gonna hit these sheets at that time so I can be able to get. Cause I'm gonna get this topic. We're gonna finish up with this topic though tomorrow. Cause I want to expound on this because this gonna tear some stuff up. I ain't gonna lie. I know people.
What time
use
you gonna be on tomorrow?
I'm gonna try to get on maybe 5 o'clock tomorrow, maybe 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Look, I'm gonna try to be on way longer than I am now today, though. I'm just trying to get some rest so I can be ready, though. Appreciate you, Sour Patch.
Yes,
Thanks, Kev. Appreciate you, bro.
Hashtag for sure. Ron, good to meet you. I see y'all around, though. I think
yes, sir.
Arthur down there too. I see y'all.